Are you interested in possibly pursuing a career in social work? Are you not sure what social work is and maybe you're in school trying to figure out what you want to do? Well, stick around because today I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite books that helped me lead the way into social work. Hello and welcome to the Social Workers Bookshelf. My name is Stephanie and today we're going to talk about my two favorite books that I got a couple years ago when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to go to school for. I was just finishing up my bachelor's degree in health science. I knew I did not want to do that anymore. And I was dipping my toes into social services and I was hearing all these different terms, counselor, social worker, all that kind of stuff, and trying to figure out which one would be right for me. So I purchased these two books and they really kind of helped me realize that social work is what I was meant to do. The first book that we're going to talk about today is Days in the Life of Social Workers. So this one is really interesting because it does give you a breakdown of different career paths and different areas that social workers are in. And the nice thing about this is you're reading it from their viewpoint. So this has 58 different settings that it goes into and you read it from the view of that social worker. And it has they had 58 social workers write their reflection of their days. So it's not necessarily just questions about the job, but it's more questions about how you felt after you read that experience. So a really, really good book. I've lent this to a few people. I really, really enjoy it. Our second book is 101 Careers in Social Work. Yeah, there's like 101, if not more, careers in social work that you can possibly take. How amazing is that? I loved this book because it just opened my eyes to what social workers could do. You hear social worker and you might get stuck in the rut of, oh, they're child protection. Oh, they might do therapy. No, social workers can do anything. And this is what really opened my eyes to that. I'll just show you a quick glimpse of the table of contents. It talks about the basics of being a social worker, if social works for you, licensure, education, all that good stuff. But then it breaks down all these careers. So careers in child welfare, that's not just one job. It's a bajillion jobs, right? Forensic social work, which I totally am interested in. It really breaks it down by kind of the overall field and then maybe the jobs within that field. The really cool thing about how they set up this book, I will kind of show you one here, is like, here's the careers in child welfare, and it'll talk about what child protection is, what a caseworker does. It'll have a little personal vignette of what maybe a CPS worker goes through. It really breaks down the different roles within CPS. And then this is my favorite part. It talks about core competencies and skills that you should have in order to be in this field. And it does it for every single area. It's not just child protection. So it just tells you like what you should be good at in order to be good in that position. So maybe some of the stuff you want to work on or some of your personal attributes that you already have. It talks about education and licensing requirements, which of course we all know varies from state. So I would take that with a grain of salt. You might have to look up, you should look up your licensing in your state before you take this book's word for it. It talks about compensation and employment outlook, and it does a self-assessment checklist to see if this job is for you. I do want to say that I did buy these books quite a few years ago, so I'm not sure at this current time if there's updated versions. I know at least this one's been updated. I've seen it a few times. So I will link any new updated versions of these books in the link below. So there you go. Those are my two favorite books when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I still like to reference them a little bit to see, maybe if I'm kind of bored with therapy, what else could I go for? I just think it shows the vast array of our field and that we're not just one job, right? We are capable of so many things. And I think the general public are really surprised where social workers can fit in the world. And I think it's awesome and exciting, and I love reading about it, and I love reading personal experiences about it. So I think these both are great books. So thanks again for joining me. If you have any books that you feel I should add to my must-have if you're trying to decide if you want to be a social worker list, please add them below. Also, if you like my content, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram. Thanks.